And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Alien Spaceship stream. You could be watching from or the world, and I really appreciate that. Coming to you from the spaceship studios from a galaxy far, far away, and I really appreciate every single one of you. So, today is a very great day, a great achievement today. It is a day of monetization. Today, the streams are monetized. So that is something that I'm happy about. And a thank you to all of you that for helping me get to this spot because it's all of you are the spaceship. It's not just about me. It's also because of you all as well. All right. So hello, it's me, Alien Spaceship, and I just want to say hello, everybody. We're going to be talking about some different things as we usually do, and I wanted to, like I said a moment ago, thank all of you for the subscribing and supporting the channel, watching the streams because the streams are now monetized. So I just wanted to take a time to thank all of you for helping the spaceship go very further and farther. And I'll be talking through this about this throughout the stream, but I wanted to mention that as we begin. And now what I'll be doing is I'll start up the game as we usually do and go from there. Alright. So now the game will getting this set up, and if something doesn't go right, we'll just go right into the other things. Hello, Frog. Good to see you, buddy. I'm glad that you're here. Welcome. Shout out to you, Frog. I always enjoy seeing you in chat here or anywhere else. Very funny. I hope that your day's been going well, buddy. And now we're going to get the game started. Okay. Alright, so here we go. We're going to put on our pirate game and do what we usually do. And talk about all kinds of things. Hello, BK. Great to see you, buddy. It was nice seeing you today over at the other stream. Alright. Now the game is launching. It's taking its time. Yeah, so yeah, today was very cool. I enjoyed the chats. It was very nice. Now the game is connecting. So if the game, for some reason, it's on their end, their server's going out or something, we'll do the other thing instead. Oh, look at this. I gotta fix this guy right here. Alright. Okay. Oh, Snackle Pickle. Good job. That had to be the reason for the damage I saw last time I was here. Smiles kindly. Good job on pauses. Well, you did it, Yeah, thank you, Zero. Thank you, Zero. And also it's all of you. All of you are the reason for this and being here and supporting me because, y'all are the channel also, and I appreciate all of you for helping the spaceship go further because it's a teamwork, and that's very important, for it to be a teamwork effort. So basically, how am I doing? I am doing excellent. I am doing excellent. I'm very glad for this day. To me, today is like Christmas to me. I was at another stream. I was at some other streamer, hanging out with them. Then I was waiting to see the application, how it would go through, and they approved of the channel to be monetized. So that means the streams are monetized. So there's like the super chats, and also I'll set up as requested. I'll set up the membership stuff for those that were interested in that, and also I that'll take a day or two to get ready and for them to approve of. But yeah, as I said, I am so thankful to all of you for helping the channel. So as I said, I feel like it's Christmas Day. That's what I feel like. And hello, Stranded. Great to see you. I'm glad to have you here. Timu work. Not teamwork, not Timu work. Awesome. And also, this jacket is a jacket that I wore a lot in 2016 and 17. I wore, through that time period when I was learning about YouTube and getting this stuff, the foundation of it, ready to rebrand the channel as an alien channel. And when I was learning stuff from my good friends down the street, and I had good times with them, so that started this. And then another thing, before that, I was a YouTuber. I was Hansel Cat, which is the same channel. Thank you, Cecil. Thank you very much. And what I remember was, with all that, when I was a kid, I started it, and I rebranded the channel and made it into the alien spaceship thing. So it went through different phases throughout time, and I'm so glad that it is now the spaceship, of course. No, I'm still Hansel Cat, but this, and I still do the gaming like I did with the other version of this channel. But yeah, I've been working on it for a very long time. But there was a point when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I didn't do YouTube for a couple of years until I graduated for some reason. So as I said, like right after I graduated, I started to make the videos back up again from stuff I learned from my friends. Make beats and rap songs, so I learned from them about how to do this, how to make music and stuff through the computer. So thank you, Cecil, and everybody. I appreciate all of you very much. Oh, Trial TV Live. Shout out to Trial TV Live. Very good court cases, and he's covering one about the stabbing trial now. And I want to thank you for being here, and shout out to you. Very great channel you have also. Thank you. Yeah, so I play a game in the beginning, and then I do other things as we go along as well and talk about different stuff. And I talk about trials on here too. I talk about everything. Yeah. And there might be some streaming turbulence with the connection, possibly. I like Zero. He's saying, facepalm self. Why did it take me this long to figure out we get along, alien spaceship? We're both cats. Shakes my head. I'll never live that down. Ah. Exactly, Zero. We're both cats. We both get along. And, great minds think alike. Oh, thank you, Trial TV. Thank you. So, yeah, and I talk about all kinds of things, all kinds of different topics. From across, I talk about trials, when I got into trials, from the depth trial, and everything else, yeah. And I play a game, and then I sometimes show articles or read stuff, but I also talk about things while I do the game at the same time. Like, I do both. So, it's quite... Hello, Billy. Great to see you. And also, shout out to Stranded and Billy. Those two were here with me from the beginning of my streaming. So it certainly is a milestone in itself. Thanks to Stranded and Billy also, they've been with me from the very beginning. So I appreciate them, being here. And there's other, regulars from the beginning, but those two are the ones here for right now. Yeah. Name is Aaron, by the way. Chris and I are married. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. I get it. All right, shout out to you, Aaron. and Chris. Shout out to both of you. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Yes, Trial TV Live is one of that channel is another one where where they have trials they show and commentary is made on them. That is, he has a very good chat over there at Trial TV. Very good chat. It's like Law and Crime, but without a lot of the trolls and stuff. And they have good moderators, and it's a good ecosystem. And Chris is Skew-G. Okay, thank you. Ah, okay. Okay, thank you. Oh, okay, Aaron. Okay. Oh, Zero, that's great. Yeah, yeah. Subscribe to the Trial TV. Definitely, definitely, absolutely. Oh yeah. So I remember I created the AdSense account. I remember I created the AdSense account back in 2016 in the summer. And then also in 2017, I connected it to the channel, but there's no activity, so it went in hibernation, but I brought it back from hibernation. So that is what I was doing, with that. And I remember when I did it, as I thought I thought it was going to happen sooner because when at first I thought it was automatic, so I was like setting it up, and then you have to have this certain threshold, which I wasn't doing YouTube much at the time, and I changed like the phone numbers and stuff because it was I thought it was going to be when I was still before I was 18, which I was like going to turn 18 the next year, but I said all this time later, I'm glad it finally happened. And as I said, it was very refreshing to do that again. Hello, Fala. Oh, great to see you. Welcome to the chat. That's another friend from Trial TV Live. Another friend from there. I always appreciate your messages, that you say some good commentary in their chat. Very cool. Right. Yeah, these are some chickens, some different stuff, yeah. And I hope all of you are having a great day, by the way. Everyone's doing well. As I said, this is very exciting for me. Very exciting. And also for the channel, a very important milestone. All right. So I'm going to sail this ship and see how this goes. All right. Okay, so now we're going to be sailing the seas and see how that goes. Okay, we're still afloat. Okay, good. Scared. That's something I love saying all the time. It's like a funny drop that I do. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so I did it, back in the past, and then as I said the other day, it was confirmed that I was approved to apply for it. And what YouTube does is they check the different videos and things that you do to make sure everything complies with their guidelines, and everything complies with the guidelines. So that was good. So, because I remember that we usually would talk about their guidelines and how that would work. So that is good that it was approved, and all the code words that we say, that like saying delete it instead of die and stuff. So stuff like, examples like that, which we like to do. I think all of that was, contributed to the channel going in that direction. So yeah, I'm, shout out to everybody, and also shout out to my buddies from school that also, with the alien research and different stuff that contributed to this channel as well. And shout out to them too. And yes, now I'm ruled by the YouTube overlords. Scared. That is true, and I'm in the partnership of Dungeon, yes. At the they're gonna watch me like a hawk. Oh, The Goonies is a very good movie. So I watched that back when I was in around seventh, eighth grade. They used to show it at the end of the year, and I'm Louisiana. The people that broke out of prison are still out on the run. There's five left that they haven't caught. We don't really know where they are. So yeah, I'm in Louisiana. Oh yeah, so yes, as I said, I remember when I saw the Goonies, and yeah, I like the treasure hunting and stuff. Yeah, that was a very good movie. I enjoyed it. Yeah, that certainly is a classic. And yeah, it does remind me of the pirate ship. Does remind me of that. Yeah. Yes, I am not housing them in my basement. But what I did was, I see what you're talking about, the fugitives. But what might have happened is they might have stolen the one of the spaceships, and maybe they went to another planet. But no, they're not in the Earth basement. There's no basements here, and they're not in the spaceship basement either, as far as I know. But I think one of them was stolen, maybe. So yeah, yeah, the fugitives. Yeah, I don't know where they're at. Scared. Hello, Rebecca. It's great to see you. Also glad to see you as well. Thank you for being here. And we are celebrating the monetization of the live streams, which is a very important milestone that we've achieved. And without all of you, would not be the same. Because y'all like me streaming, y'all like me to these different things, so I really am grateful for all of you for this. Also, shout out to Latina too. She was with me from quite a few years ago. Also, her too. And she brought Zero to the channel. She brought a lot of cool people here, and she brought Billy and many others that were really cool. So, shout out to her as well. Scared. I turn this way. And then we're going to that way and fire. Alright, so as I said, on May 23rd, I became a subject of the YouTube overlords. And then after the spaceship co-pilot stranded has to keep a very close eye on me, and also the other co-pilot, Rebecca, the nighttime co-pilot, Rebecca, because she's up very late. They have to make sure that I'm staying on track. Oh, hello, Regina. Great to see you. Welcome to the stream. Thank you, Matt, for the congratulations message. Thank you. Thank you. And also, he came from Gam Catches Up. Shout out to him too. It was nice of him to suggest my channel to you, Matt. Also, we are taking down these ships, and as I said, the trial today that we watched over at Trial TV Live, although there was quite a few things I was having to get done, but I still was listening to it. It was interesting to see about schizophrenia and a different chat debating about if the defendant was schizophrenic or not, and if that was a factor where the person should plead insanity. And as I said, although Law and Crime dropped it, I still think it's interesting to watch it may not be like people might not think it's as like a comedy show like a lot of the trials are. It's still interesting information. It should be covered. And so Trial TV Live did very good today with breaking down the different things that were said during the breaks. I think that's very important for a breakdown of what's going on. Very calm, nice, cool stream. I appreciate that. That they did that over there. And also with Diddy, I've been keeping up with the Diddy trial. That wasn't going on today, I don't think. But yeah, I've been keeping up with the Diddy trial, and it's just a bunch of cringe. A bunch of cringe. Karen Reed trial is just impossible. It's really a clown show. Also, shout out to the different channels I've watched, like Smoke and Scan, ABL. Also, those two, I learned a lot from them about streaming. So yeah, everybody that helped me along the way and stayed with me, I really appreciate very much. Oh, there's Frog. The Frog has returned. Scared. Alright. And now we got the Phantom ship right here. Channel. Alright, so we have the game. Okay, and I see the stream's having some problems. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Lately, it's been having some issues, the connection. We have some bad weather, right? I'm going to put that in there. I'll pin this comment. Yeah, so basically with Karen Reed, I think there's so much division with that trial, and hopefully with the Koberger trial, it can go in a better direction. It doesn't end up like this the way the stupid show happened with the other one. Yeah, so hello Moki, good to see you. Hello Moki, shout out to you. And I got monetized today. The stream was monetized today, so I am extremely excited with the stream being monetized. And I really, as I said, thanks to everybody, and I'll say this throughout the stream while people come through. Oh, Trial TV, thank you so much. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for the advice. See, sometimes it could be the weather. Sometimes Cox has problems. It's a combination of things. But thank you. I'm going to say that slower. Yeah, it could be Cox. It could be a combination of things. So thank you very much for the tips. I understand happens as well. Yeah. Now, sometimes it's perfectly fine. Let's see. Sometimes it's perfectly fine. Other times it's not as well. It has issues back and forth. So, and Moki, I thought your commentary earlier with that trial was very interesting, how you believe that the person might be insane, that they might need medical help. A very interesting perspective. I think it's good to see different points of view. And in the Koberger trials, I said hopefully is not like the Karen Reed one. Oh no, with Karen Reed, we covered that pretty much. The other time. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. Alien been lurking. Nice crew and content you have here. Oh, thank you, Kim. I really appreciate that you lurking and your support very much. Thank you. Yeah. And I love Trial TV Live, but they are pretty serious. Not a lot of joking. Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, not a lot of joking over here. I'm a clown over here. Oh, over here, I'm serious and I clown around. I say all kinds of silly stuff here. Yeah, I remember the other day I was making some jokes for the ladies. Scared. Lord. So with the with over here, I was making some jokes yesterday with the ladies because what's her name? Aaron, not Aaron, the other one, Abby. Really, computer, bruh, my homie, my homie. What's wrong with you? Hello, Remy. Yeah, congratulations to me. Yeah, cheers. It's like my second birthday. May 23rd is my second birthday. All right. So, anyway, I may have cut out for a second. But Monica's sentencing is taking forever. Yes, Breeze, it's not off topic. We're talking about whatever people want to talk about. So, yeah, the sentencing is taking forever. Exactly. I hope that sentencing happens as soon as possible. Not sure if I was doing last night. Hopefully, not storms like last time. Okay, Trial TV Live. Thank you so much. I love the channel that over there. And I'm glad to see Pammy and other people I haven't seen in a long time over there. So shout out to you and your channel. Great content. All right, see you in a little bit. All right. And as I said, I appreciate y'all's patience with the Timu connection because, as I said, it's been whatever reason it has its personal issues sometimes. But as I said, most of the time it works. Most of the time it works. Scared. I also want to say a happy Memorial Day to all the veterans and people that passed away, and also I appreciate everything that they do and everything they've done for this great country. Moki says, "I bet you dollars to donuts that those grifters switch to BK now." Ah, okay, Moki. Yeah, I think you might have a situation where I think there might be a situation where there may be a civil war in law and crime. It might extend to other like other trials, Moki. It might be throughout different, maybe through Brian Koberger. It might be all over the place. It might be something new that would be going on. So we have to be aware of that. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Okay, see the game's gonna load it. Load it. Exactly, Moki. Exactly. The same thing with Karen Reed. Now, if there are people that really think he's innocent because that's their opinion, I think people are entitled to their opinion. But this other group of morons are going to probably just side with Koberger for some stupid reason, like with Bundy, how people thought he was innocent and acted a fool over it. Oh, Moki, as I said, I want to also make clear about that is I do not care about money. It is not, my main goal in life. So y'all being here, hitting the thumbs up button, that's all that matters to me. And I see that the thing's cutting out. So I'm just going to keep repeating myself. So Moki, you're talking about me. Just being here, hitting the like button, watching the streams, that's all you got to do. You don't have to do anything else. I don't need money from anybody. It's there if they want to do it. Also, there's the donations, but it's not necessary. No one has to give any money to me. Just being here, watching, hitting the like button, that's all I need. Thank you. All right. Game is frozen in Cuba. All right. That's. Oh, thank you, BK. Thank you for that. I appreciate that very much. It's a dream come true. I remember watching ABL, and I always saw his super chats, and also Smoke and Scan, and now look it's happening to me now. So yeah, shout out to all of them and all of you for thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I love that sticker. Oh, I like it. Hiya. Oh. Hello, Sharon. It's an amazing day today because it is the day that on this day on May 23rd, the channel the streams have been monetized. Oh. Yeah, I appreciate that very much. Hello, Lynn. Great to see you. Yeah, thank you, BK. You have my back. Thank you. And also, hello to Lynn. Welcome, Lynn. Always appreciate you. Yeah, and as I said, I remember, and I never knew I was going to be a streamer. I was just making YouTube videos. And shout out to Georgia Peach. I mentioned her before. She's the one with the farm. She wanted me to do live streams, and she also believed that I would be able to pull it off, and here I am. So, shout out, to her as well, and she had a lot of good ideas in mind about with streaming, and I do apply it and put it in practice. Thank you, Sharon. Oh, thank you for congratulations. This is my second birthday, May 23rd. And also, it's my second pretty much. And then with the time that, okay, we're going to do this. Let's see. It's going out. It's going back in. It's going out. Come on. Okay, so we did the game for a little bit. All right, now we're going to go to the other screen. Okay, now we're going to go here. All right, so it doesn't have to deal with the game right now, so it will hopefully pick up. Okay, here we go. It's going to. Okay, okay. All right. So as I said about the Inmoki, you always gave me information about aliens, and it's not. And I wish there was more teachers and people like you, Moki, that if I had people that were more thought like you. I did have cool teachers that taught me about aliens in school, but also I appreciate. And also, Moki said I popped in the games live yesterday. He he's a nice guy. Well, okay, Moki. I'm glad that you did that. That's very good. Yeah, thank you, Sharon. Thank you. Oh, hello, DJ Overtime. It's great to see you. Welcome. And today is a day the channel stream was monetized. The stream was monetized today. Yeah, so the stream was monetized today. And as I said, thank you to all of you. Y'all are the reason why, because without y'all, I'm nothing. So I really appreciate that. All right, PK. Scared. Right. So basically, what happened was, yes, very low drama trial chat with a nice change of pace for Karen Reed. You were Miss Cecil, not me though. Yuck, jokes. All right. All right. So basically, it's not about making money for me. It's about creating a wonderful product. And although we have an interesting time with the stream, with the connection, sometimes it acts a little glitchy here and there. I still appreciate all of you for the support, and I also want to say that it's not about money to me. It's also about creating something wonderful. That's really what matters the most. Scared. Strained said, Moki, sorry, I missed you over at Gams. I fell asleep in my chair. When I woke up, Gam was off the air. Okay. All right. All right, understood. Oh, thank you, BK. Thank you. Yeah, it's about the vibes and the chill, and I'm glad that y'all appreciate the vibes and chilling with me. Yeah, and I think that it is a matter of teamwork and perseverance. So, and then I had to resurrect the AdSense account that went dormant the past 8 years, and then brought it back up. Didn't have to do that. And then Strand said, "Hope you do stream again." And also, okay. And Remy is yawning. Scared. All right. Let's see. And Remy is sending me the money signs. Scared. Y'all hilarious. Y'all hilarious. And Moki said that aliens taking the ladies out for dinner. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'll surely do that. I have a couple of. Yeah, I'll surely do that. I have a couple of pocket change that I might have for y'all. Scared. All right. Hello, Breeze. I think that's for dinner. Okay. All right. Yeah, peace and love to Remy. Yeah, shout out to Remy. And I have some. We're gonna talk about with overtime. I'll say some updates about the Diddy situation from overtime, and also I'm going to kind of go over the different stuff and see about this alien thing that occurred. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go here, bookmarks. Let's see. All right. So into. All right. I'm gonna go here. This is about some UFO stuff for chat. It's about something Moki brought up. The Montauk project, which I probably said wrong. All right. So the Montauk project is a conspiracy theory that alleges there were a series of United States government projects conducted at Camp Hero or Montauk Air Force Station in Montauk, New York, for the purpose of developing psychological warfare techniques and exotic research, including time travel. The story of the Montauk Project originated in Montauk Project series book, The Preston Nicholas, which intermixes those stories with stories about Bulgarian experiments. Yeah, barbecue at aliens, exactly. Barbecue at aliens. You see the jellyfish UAP? Yes, we reviewed the jellyfish UAP. Oh, and also Remy is saying, you see the possums in his garden? Scared. Oh, I have possums and baby possums. So yesterday, and sh- my mom was feeding the cat, and then the white cat was trying to stalk the other cat, and then a possum was eating and just watching. Yeah, we'll crash at aliens. Yeah, in the nice swamp and the nice big yard and the forest that we have. Yep. A barbecue and some gumbo and jambalaya and all that stuff. Yep. You're gonna have a good time. Scared. Yeah, possums are chill. Yeah, possums are chill. Yeah, Stranded and Remy are not into the possums. Not into the possums. Because those giant rats might bite. They might think that the rats bite, but I'm just either a really not the brightest or real brave or both. But I just go and just chill with the possums. Not the brightest or both. Scared. Yeah, so yeah, shout out to the jellyfish UFO. I think it's very important to study these things. It has to go. Oh, it's back on. Capri Law. Oh, it's amazing to see you, Capri. Yeah, shout out to you. Capri Law. Oh, it's amazing to see you, Capri. Yeah, shout out to you. I always appreciate you seeing you in the different chat rooms. Thank you for the shout out. I appreciate you being here and all that. It's a party. We're talking about aliens and stuff. And Stranded, I think a little bit of both too. I do. I agree. Yeah. Rats' lives matter. Exactly. Rats' lives matter. Yes. So we have the amazing Capri Law. And Capri Law, it was nice seeing you today over there. Talking about your sons with the sports, the baseball. That's very good that they're doing that. It's a very good sport to do. Yeah, party, spaceship party. And Stranded, you see, Stranded has to make sure that I'm not doing anything stupid because it might be more that than being just brave at the same time with the possums. Yeah, but we're going to be, she's being nice and just joking. But as I said, shout out to all of you. Yeah, because, one time I had to pick up a possum. So, sometimes I get into the cat room and I had to get something and pick it up and put it in a different, inside the cat box and inside. Down here we call them crawfish, but the crawdads work too. I like that. Either way's fine. So shout out to the crawdads crawfish. Yeah, we'll have that too, and also some nice spicy corn. Yeah. Nice spicy corn and the potatoes and the crawfish. Or also some people call crawdads. Have a crawdad feast. I like that. Now, Capri's about to dance to the table. And Capri, I knew you from, the trial chats, and you were with me during my journey. So I really appreciate the support from you as well. Well, because the reason why they call them crawdads. No, y'all could call them crawdads from wherever your region is. Just call them what you want to call them. But over down here, they'll get offended. But yeah, you could call them, I don't take offense by it. Yeah, the reason why they call them crawdads is because that they like to go and tell bad jokes. They like to tell dad jokes. That's what crawfish like to do. They tell dad jokes. And they like to be boiled, and they get not favored when it's dinner time or when it's time to have a feast. They're not favored. The favor goes to the person eating them, and they like to be in beer and stuff. So that's why. Oh, I didn't get that one. I don't know. Crayfish in UK. Okay. It's probably something for a crawfish, but let's see. Ah, okay. It's a type of amphibian. This one's a little bit of I think the creepy kind. Alright. Alright, let's talk about mud puppies. The common mud puppy, Nectarus maculeus, is a species of salamander in the Protodea family. It lives in entirety an aquatic lifestyle in parts of North America in lakes, rivers, and ponds. It goes through the padomorphosis and retains its external gills because skin and lung respiration alone is not sufficient for gas exchange. The common mud puppy must rely on external gills as its primary means of gas exchange. It is usually a rusty brown color and can grow to an average total length, including tail, of the 13-inch It is nocturnal creature, is active during the day, only to be in water. In which lives, it is murky. Its diet consists of almost anything it can get into its mouth, including insects, mollusks, and earthworms. In Kentucky, they're called crawdads. Oh, okay. As well as anlidids. Once a female common mud puppy reaches sexual maturity, at 6 years of age, she can lay an average of 60 eggs. In the wild, the average lifespan as common mud puppy is 11 years old. And stranded, I think that I've heard that term used for them before. So that would make sense. I mean, it would fit. It would make sense. It would fit them. And as I said, to this, when I was at another stream earlier, hanging out, and I was waiting to see the what would it be like when I got the email and they approved me, and it was like 5 in the morning. I was like, I was not ready for sleep. I felt like a kid on Christmas. Yes, stranded right now, right now. And also, BK is being a good chap and thinking about letting Abby out of the basement. Well, that is a good chap. A good chap right there. We need her to come out and play. So, yeah, so that is the salamander. She wasn't feeling well. She was lurking yesterday. She told us that she was there lurking, but she was not commenting because she wasn't feeling well. So, that's a shout to her. All right, so yeah, that is a little critter right there. And also, Cecil says, "How many furry friends are you watching?" Scared, scared. Yeah, it is like a fish. It's like a fish and a lizard thing mixed together. Oh yeah, I like her vibe too. I like her vibe too. Yeah, according to Timu Google. Yeah, according to Timu Google. All right. The common mud puppy can be a rusty brown color with gray to black and usually has blackish blue spots. But some albino adults have been reported in Arkansas. In clear, light water, their skin gets darker likewise. In darker water, their skin gets lighter in color. At sexual maturity, the mud puppies can be 20 centimeters, 8 inches long, and continue an average length of 33 centimeters, though specimens up to 43.5 centimeters have been reported. Their entire internal gills resemble ostrich plums, and their size depends on the oxygen levels present in the water. In stagnant water, mud puppies have larger gills, whereas in running streams, where oxygen is more prevalent, they have smaller gills. The distal portions of the gills are very filamentous and contain many caterpillars. I love belighted lizards. I have a lot around the house. Well, thank you, Breeze, for checking up on her. I had a gecko in the house this morning. It was crazy. Finally caught it in the back door. It went. Ah. Breeze, no pressure. As long as someone's checking with her, you hunk of goodness, you. Portion of the gills are very filamentous and contain many caliparies. Mud puppies also have small, flattened limbs, which can be used for slowly walking on the bottoms of the streams or ponds, or they can be flattened against the body during the short swimming spurts. They have mucus glands, which provide a slimy protective coating. Oh, like a chameleon. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like chameleons. Remy told Strand it will be eating worse if the world collapses. Neoteny. They're in Kentucky. Mud puppies are one of the many species of salamanders that failed to undergo metamorphosis. Most scared hypotheses surrounding the origins of the Nectarus lack metamorphosis. Concerning the effectiveness of the thyroid gland in some salamanders, like axolotl, produce normal thyroid hormones, but cells and organisms express thyroid hormones receptors that are mutated and do not bond correctly with thyroid hormones, leading to some salamanders in a state of perpetual juvenilehood. To contrast the axolotus, the mud puppies, these THS are normally expressed. However, it is believed that instead of having TH insensitive issues that block the effects of THS, some puppy tissues such as the external gills have lost the ability to be regulated by TH over time. The selective insensitivity of the THs suggests a normal level of activity in the hypoliporatility thyroid axis in developing mud puppies, unlike other salamander species. Hello, G. Great to see you. Today we're celebrating on the 23rd of May that the streams have been monetized. So that's something that we're celebrating today. And I thank all of you for that. It was, y'all helped us get the spaceship here. These THSs are normally expressed, however, it is believed that instead of having TH in sensitive tissue that block the effects of THS, some mud puppy tissues, such as the external gills, have lost the ability to be regulated by the TH over time. This selective... My stream have been monetized, so I can make memberships and I could get super chats and stuff now. Yeah, Harry Potter stream. Yeah, yeah. That's one of my nicknames. Yeah, especially when I would wear the glasses. It wouldn't be the same without all of you. We're gonna have some turbulence for a moment. All right, this is the map of where the salamanders are. They're in Kentucky, Tennessee. They're in all these different places. And that is where these salamanders are from. Common mud puppy also have... Oh, it's awesome. Oh, that's great. I love Harry Potter. I like reading I'm reading one of the books now, actually. I love reading the books. And I like watching the movies. And yeah, with the glasses, I could look similar to him. So that's very cool. Yeah, GSI, not into salamanders. Oh yeah, we were looking up what mud puppies are because we were talking about having a crawfish, or what y'all call a crayfish, or what y'all call a crawdad feast, because of this great accomplishment we made. So that is and then Stranded brought up mud puppies, and we were wondering, what was this? So we're just kind of like researching what this thing is exactly. Yeah, shout out to the salamanders. Now, yeah, see, like, without the glasses, I look similar to Tom Riddle, like with my hair and stuff. With the glasses, I look like Harry Potter. And they were both cousins. They were enemies, but they were both cousins. So that's something else interesting. Yeah, so yeah, shout out to Harry Potter, great series. Moki says, see Kentucky mud puppies and crawdads. Scared. An hour already. Wow, time went by so fast. I felt like we started 5 minutes ago. Oh, BK's a crawdaddy. The majority of salamanders with the parathyroid glands rely on them for help with hyperclamic regulation. Hyperclamic regulation in mud puppies is primarily done and the pituitary gland instead of common mud puppies. The purpose of the absence of parathyroid gland is poorly understood. One reason for the absence might be that the lack of variability in the climate of mud puppies, as the parathyroid glands of the salamanders vary greatly depending on changes whether the organism hibernates. Yes, seafood boiled Mary Toodles and crawfish boiled Mary Toodles. Scared. Oh, gee, I'm glad that y'all enjoyed that. Over here, we call it a crawfish boil or a crab boil, but yeah, seafood boil is fine. Yeah, I've seen crabs come right off the boat, and people like cook them. So like one of my friends, mom was able to. She got a bunch of crabs from one of her friends, and usually with crabs you put them in a deep freezer, and when you put them in a deep freezer, they stay hibernated, and then when the freezer's gone, the crabs come out to play, so they could be dormant for a long time. Yeah, Nola is a professional at making crawfish boils and making seafood boils. Absolutely, that's true. And G said she has trauma from seeing them in Aruba. Yeah, this is what crawfish is. I'll show y'all. It's like a miniature lobster. Yes, Smokey. Amen. That's true. That's true. GSI. It is delicious. It is undulating. It is very delicious. Absolutely. And also, you have some little potatoes and corn. Gracious greetings, Eugene. Yes, I like lobster too. Very good. It's cooked a little bit differently. It's more seasoned. It's a little bit different than lobster, but it's still very similar. It's more a lot of seasoning and stuff in it. I got monetized. Yeah, so I got monetized. Shout out to everybody in the spaceship. The streams got monetized. So I haven't created the membership thing that was requested yet. I'll create that for those that were interested, but they don't have to do it. I'll also what I can get is super chats and super stickers. And shout out to all the streamers that taught me how to do this and all of you with me through the journey. So, yeah, that is what I achieved today. All right, so there we go. We have. Oh, gumbo is delicious. I have gumbo stories. Yeah, so you have the corn, and it's so seasoned so well. Oh yeah, we are have so many great food here. So much great food here. Yes, you're supposed to suck the head, and I love sucking the heads of the crawfish or the crawdad, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, sucking the head is very fun. Oh, all right. Before I get into that, this is what a crawfish boil looks like. And she might have had a cocktail. Yeah, right on GSI. You're right on. Yeah, I am being that. Absolutely. Definitely. Oh, yeah, because Gloria's seen the side of me that I don't talk about much. Scared. Anyway, so talking about crawfish heads, I like sucking the heads of crawfish, of juicy and euphoric crawfish heads. Relations to her. All right. This is where like people will be eating it. Yeah, mud bug is another name for a crawdad. I'm being very adult. Scared. All right. So basically, what happened was my friend for thanks. Oh, let's see. Does that help? I got something open over here. We're gonna close that. All right. So when my neighbors down the street, and yeah, I had that looking thing. I didn't eat the potatoes or corn. I just ate head crab. Ah, okay. Abby said to tell you all she appreciate you asking about her, and she will pop in another time. Okay, thank you. I just said Lord, an adult, same sentence. God, please forgive me. You're forgiven, G. All right, so to explain what happened, I was. My neighbors are. I live in a black area that was white at one time, but it became black. There's nothing wrong with that. And New Orleans is mostly a black city, which is nothing wrong with that. That's fine. And neighbors of mine were black with some Creole ancestry, and they on Thanksgiving they like to freeze my stream when I'm trying to talk. Oh, okay. So like to all right. So anyway, I liked so on Thanksgiving my neighbors made some gumbo, and I then went over and tried it. Hello, 666. All right. So I went over to my neighbor's house during Thanksgiving and I had gumbo and I thought it was very, very good. It was an explosion of taste in my mouth. I really liked it. Okay, hopefully that got to y'all. Okay. Yeah, happy Friday to you, 666. Also. Okay. So, oh, that's right. That's right. Let's switch it to this. Well, y'all heard that. Okay. That's good. I'm glad that y'all heard that. All right, so I'm going to talk about the history of gumbo, my favorite topic. Oh no, it was an explosion of euphoric feelings too. And I felt secure and protected. Sometimes I think I know too much about the fellows around here. Scared. And yeah, so it was very good. I enjoyed the gumbo. It was a nice Thanksgiving. They don't eat like what the other people eat. They eat gumbo instead. So that's quite interesting to do. All right, so let's talk about the history of this gumbo right here. Gumbo is a stew that is popular among the U.S. Gulf Coast community in New Orleans. Stew variation being the official state cuisine in the U.S. state of Louisiana. Gumbo consists primarily of a strongly flavored stock meat or shellfish, sometimes both, a thickener, and Creole Holy Trinity celery bell and onions. Gumbo is often categorized as by a type of thicker used, whether okra or filet powder, dried ground sassafras. Gumbo can be made into with or without okra powder. The preferred method in a historical New Orleans variation is a French dark. Thank you, Gam, for the congratulations message. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Gam, very much. Preferred method of the historical New Orleans variation is with a dark French, even chocolate-like roux. The flavor of the dish has its origins in many cultures. Creole gumbo generally contains shellfish and dark roux fillet, are both Cajun gumbo is generally based on a dark roux and is made with shellfish or fowl sausage. Or ham is often added to gumbo of either variety. After the base is prepared, vegetables are cooked down and then meat is added. The dish simmers for a minimum of 3 hours with shellfish and some spices added near to the end. If desired, filet powder is added. After the pot is removed from heat, gumbo is traditionally served with rice. A third, lesser known variety of meatless gumbo is zaherbs, is essentially gumbo of slow cooked greens. 666. That is hilarious. All right, game. Understood. And G says, not sure about you guys, but it's refreshing to not have the Karen Reed trial going on. Oh, yeah. It is refreshing, and it's a lot of the lack of division. Okay, Moki. Okay, Moki. Thank you. All right, so continuing on. The dish combines ingredients and culinary practices of several cultures, including West African, French, German, Spanish, and Native American. Cocktail gumbo may have been partially based on the French dish balu abaise, West African okra stew, or Choctaw stew. Most likely, of all these dishes contributed to the original recipe, it was the first described in 1802 and was listed as a variety of cookbooks in the latter half of the 19th century. The dish gained more widespread popularity in the 1970s after the United States Senate dining room added it to its menu in honor of Louisiana Senator Allen Elder. The popularity of Chef Paul Brudhome in the 1980s supered further interested in the dish. Bad, yeah. 2 weeks of rain, yeah, definitely, definitely. The name of the dish comes most likely from Africa, by the way, of Louisiana French. Scholars, chef, offered various explanations for the etymology of the word gumbo. This dish was likely named after one of the two main ingredients, okra or filet, according to the linguists. Gumbo has multiple origins. One origin is the Barma language of West Africa, in which gumbo means okra. The other origins stem from Bantu language spoken by many enslaved people of the Central South America. Central Africa. Enslaved people from Central Africa. The vegetable okra was known as ki kambo or yungumbo and kumbudu. The word is akin to umbundu, chingumbu, and the luba lu chingumbo okra. Additionally, native Choctaw people use filet dried ground sassafras leaves to thicken soup and stews they called sassafras kumpo, according to nobles, and ken filet kumbo, according to Usner, or kumbo ashish, according to Friedman. Now, I will say that I remember when my friend's mom was watching me eat gumbo for the first time, my eyes were rolling back in my head. I was just really enjoying it. Um, so as I said, aliens love gumbo. Gumbo is heavily seasoned stew that combines several varieties of meat or seafood with a sauce or gravy. Any combination of meat or seafood can be used. Meat-based gumbo may consist of chicken, duck, or squirrel, or rabbit with oysters, occasionally added seafood base. Meat-based gumbo may consist of chicken, duck, squirrel, or rabbit with oysters, occasionally added seafood based. Gumbo generally has shrimp, crab meat, and sometimes oysters. Andouille sausage, often added to both meat and seafood. Gumbo is provided piquesi substance and the additional layer of flavor to dish. The key is also used to tender andouille so it does not become too chewy. Most varieties of gumbo are seasoned with onions, bell peppers, and celery. Tomatoes are sometimes used in seafood gumbo, but traditionally few or other vegetables are included. Oh yeah, Gloria, absolutely. Scared. It's like it had to be a wild scene. Me as a teenager, with eyes rolling back in my head, and going so good. I mean, that had to be, that's a wild scene. I said, as I said, it was just gumbo, but it was a rated, it was a scene not meant for all viewers, for mature audiences. Although it was just gumbo, it still had the impact. Yes, yes, G, you eat it over rice. Yes, you eat it like it's rice in there too. I never had gumbo with duck and rabbit, just with different sausage and different meats and seafood in it. You want to go to Andalusia from Timu. In 666, so now you all see every time I'm in Carlos Domingo's trial, I'm healing at my phone. Dominguez and Domingos sound similar. Scared. Gumbo broth or gravy derives from three primary thickeners: okra, filet powder, and roux. Traditionally, okra and filet powder are not used in the same dish, although the rule is sometimes broken. Roux can be used alone to conjunction with either of the other thickeners. Okra is more often used as a thickener in seafood gumbos than those with meat. This euclonios vegetable is usually cooked first and other ingredients added once the desired consistency is reached. Adding the Oxford companion to food, okra based gumbos are becoming less popular at the okra texture. Has become plateable and changing tastes. I hope he does too, Remy. Gumbo broth and gravy derives from the primary thickeners of those areas. Ground and sassafras leaf. Ground and sassafras meat. Not meat, but ground and sassafras leaf, known as fillet, is generally not added to the gravy until after the vegetables and meats or seafood have finished cooking and have been removed from the heat source. Many Cajuns add table rather ground sassafras leaf, also known as fillet, is generally not added to the gravy until after the vegetables and meats or seafood have finished cooking and have been removed from the heat source. Many Cajuns add it to the table rather than a pot. It added during the boiling process. Filet makes gumbo too ropey when added to the end, and gumbo grains a slightly stringy texture. '90s KFC had fried okra. Well, we need to make KFC. Yeah, that is true. I was baptized in jambalaya. That's true. I was baptized in jambalaya. Yeah, yeah, jambalaya. That's true. That's what happened. G says the difference. Different Americans and their culture is other cultures is veggie meals, like full on yummy meals, not on the side like no one wants them and they are begging for attention. Being up north, it wasn't traditional gumbo, but it was good. Yeah, gumbo has sausage and it has crabs in it. It has some maybe some fish maybe, and it has some okra and veggies in it, and it's like rice also. And then you have roux has been a popular thickener made from cooking together. A roughly equal portion of flour, fat, traditionally hog lard, although increasingly made with butter since the mid 20th century. The length of cooking and time determines the final flavors and texture since the longer and roux has been cooked before and now being added to gumbo and the darker is becomes the less thickening power the roux is cooked before being added to gumbo, the darker it becomes and less thickening powder the roux is cooked before adding the then it retains its darkness. A very dark roux provides a much thinner sauce with a more intense flavor than a light roux. Stranded says Popeyes has okra on the menu when they started here, but us northern Yankees don't like it very much, so they don't have it anymore. They don't have it there. Yeah, the northern Yankees are missing out. You know, they're missing out. You know, they can plunder the South, which was fine because it needed to be done. But they needed to. They should have taken the food with them, but maybe they didn't let them keep the food. But we need to give our northern brethren some of that nice okra. Definitely. I did 5 shots of 151 pool hall and got sick, couldn't drink it after. Yeah, I recommend New Orleans for gumbo, although I've not tried it anywhere else. Oh, it's bad in the UK. I'm sure it's terrible up there. Coconut Treasure are good to go from Asian restaurants. I love Asian food. Roux has become the most popular thickener from cooking together a roughly equal portion of flour and fat traditionally hog lard for a light roux. The length of cooking determines the flavor and texture. The roux is cooked before being added to the gumbo. The darker it becomes, and the less thickening the powder, it retains a very dark roux provides a much thinner sauce with a more intense flavor than light roux. Gumbo is typically divided into two varieties. Combinations traditionally common in New Orleans and southeastern Louisiana are known as Creole, after the Louisiana Creole people descendants of areas of France, Spain, and Africa. Cajun is a combination of southwestern Louisiana, which was populated primarily by Cajuns, descendant of the French-speaking settlers expelled from Acadia, located within the modern-day Canadian province of Quebec, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island in the mid 18th century. You didn't like it, Stranded? Scared. Maybe down here they make it differently than up there, but as I said, maybe people have their own different tastes. Strand said it was popular at the store I worked at, but KFC charged everything in the 2000s. Hola Latina. All right, shout out to Latina. And a special thanks to Latina also for their contributions to the channel that she has done the past few years. And as I said, I'm glad that finally my live streams are monetized and I can get super chats and stuff. So, as I said, I want to make a shout out to her. Because I was making my shout outs and she wasn't here, so now she's here. I'll give her shout out. Yeah. And so, Latina, I hope you're having a splendid day and everything's going good with you. All right. All right. So, gumbo usually identified by its dark roux, cooked until it's a color. A few shades from burning, the roux used with okra or filet powder seafood is popular in gumbo the closer to the coast people are, but the southwestern areas of Louisiana often use fowl such as chicken or duck and sausage. The fowl is generally not deboned, and onions, celery, and bell peppers are not strained out to the dish. Cajun gumbo is sometimes topped with parsley and green onions. Creole gumbo most often consists of seafood. Thank you, Latina. Thank you very much. And Latina, you helped me a lot along the way. And I've known you for quite a few years now. So, you've been here. Yeah, you were here, I think, before all the other ones were here. And also, I mentioned earlier, Latina, that you brought a lot of a lot of cool people to the channel. All the people you brought here, I appreciate what you've done for us here. Okay. Now it's gonna go out, and we're gonna bring it when it comes back up. We're gonna go right back into it. Okay. Creole gumbo most often consists of seafood, tomatoes, and a thicker. Before the latter half of the 20th century, it was rarely used in Creole gumbo. Gumbo hizbras. When Catholics were expected to abstain from eating meat during Lent, the meatless variety of gumbo known as gumbo hizbras, from gumbo ayu, herbes, gumbo of greens, was often served. This variety combined varied greens, typically include turnips, mustard greens, and spinach. The greens were cooked to mush strained through the stevie, produce a thick liquid preparation. For this variety of gumbo was time for consuming, and Lenten restrictions have relaxed. The dish has become less popular. It is rarely served in restaurants in modern times. Ham, crab meat is occasionally added to this type of gumbo. All right, so and Shannon said, I have to head out. Congrats on getting monetized. Have a good night, everyone. Well, Stranded, thank you for the congratulations and being here with me in spite of the stream turbulence. That all of you are patient with that. So thank you, Stranded. Have a very good Memorial weekend. All right, a good holiday. Yes, G, I've had that before. Yes. And Latina says, I knew you would become monetized. I always knew you were talented. Thank you, Latina, very much. Thank you. Hello, Duke. My man, welcome to the chat. The hour has come. I've gotten my streams monetized. Because of all of you, I appreciate very much. So, we're having a celebration about it. Yeah, so we're having a celebration about that. And so, shout out to all of you for the support of the channel. We've achieved a milestone. We have achieved a milestone with the monetization, and I appreciate all of you for the support. Gumbo herbs have originated with French, Spanish, and West African. It has. We have to wait a moment. Let's come back. Gumbo herbis may have originated with the French, Spanish, and West Africa. Its similarities to the French dish potage au arubis, soup with greens, Afro-Caribbean callaloo, the meatless dish, also bears a striking resemblance to a. And I'll do this all over again. Okay, so gumbo herbs may have originated with the French, Spanish. Gumbo herbs may have originated with French, Spanish, and West Africans. Oh, thank you, Latina, very much for your donation. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. He's taking us to space with the money he gets. I get treated first. I give him the sweetest names. No one else is right. Yeah, there you go. Exactly, G. Yeah, you get front row seat to that. Yep. And G ate leftovers for dinner. Scared. Latina, thank you so much. It means so much to me. Been with me since the beginning. Thank you so much. Wow, I really appreciate that. Very kind, Latina. And this is just like a. I've seen ABL and Smoke and Scanned, and I was around them for a long time now. I finally achieved it. All right. All right. Yes, sauce with the leaves. These are my friends from the trials. I watch trials, and these are my friends from there. I watch trials, and these are my friends from there. Oh, hello, Aaron. Great to see you. Welcome to the chat. I'm glad it finally got monetized. And because of all of you, I appreciate very much. Timu leaves. Timu leaves. And also, like Zero, for instance, Zero was telling us about all these different things about the sun, and he was right. So Zero is someone Latina brought, so is Billy. So Latina's brought some really cool people here. And the people in this chat are from the trial chat. So shout out to everybody. Gumbo is often used as a metaphor for the mix of cultures that exist in southern Louisiana. The dish combines the culinary practice of Africans, Native Americans, and German, French, and Spanish. In the 18th centuries, people from these cultures lived with a fairly small area with minimal mobility. In this environment, cultures could influence each other and combine and create new traditions and cuisines. Yeah, BK's my friend from Saturn. And Saturn is where like the crown, the ring, that's where that comes from. I remember Sarah was talking about when I got monetized, I make the stickers. So I'm gonna make the cool stickers. So as I said, it's like unreal what y'all what y'all achieved with us in the spaceship. The establishment of the Mobile 1702 marked the beginning of the French colony of Louisiana. French settlers allied with various native tribes include Choctaw, Alabama, and Cherokee, from who native tribes, including Choctaw, Alabama, and Cherokee, from whom they learned new methods of cooking and ways to identify edible indigenous plants. Slave ships began arriving in Louisiana in 1719, carried rice, and men who were experienced in its cultivation. Grain adaptation, well, its new environment, within a few years, rice was commonly grown along the Mississippi River. Yeah. Shout out to 666. He's trying to expose me again. But I'm not shy around the older ladies. I'm very bold. That's the truth. Around him, I may have pretended to be shy, but I'm very bold around them. But yeah, shout out to 666. He's hilarious. All right. G says, "Wait, hold on, alien spaceship. You want Sarah Boney? I am going to slap you." Oh, I would enjoy that. I would enjoy that. Have you really gone the way to Planet Unknown? I have to fix your brain. Well, G, I think that you might need to slap me in the face and straighten me out, because I don't like Sarah Boney, but 666 probably knows something that I don't, so I think you're gonna have to straighten me out. Scared. I like explosive things in my mouth. I was talking about gumbo earlier, and it was an explosion in my mouth. It was euphoria. And we're also talking about sucking the heads of the crawfish, and I'm just being all over the place here, just revealing myself. And remember, 666, he's hilarious. He's hilarious. And Eugene came from ABL because I was curious. Well, thank you, Eugene, for being here. I'm glad that you are able to tolerate my madness. All right, and 666 says, "GS, what did you do to Alien? He was most normal before you came here. Now he's yelling scared and hides under his bed with a glow stick and a teddy to cover his six. Scared." Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared because I need the strong women to protect me, because I get scared. Oh, yes, Remy, explosions in my mouth. Yep. Lori Vallow. Lori Vallow is a good idea, G. Scared. I might need both of them, but I know G can do a better job on me at crushing me than they can. But yeah, I'm just getting real free and open-minded and spiritual. I'm really exploring different attributes of myself. Yeah, I'm changing, and G is in a culture shock. And disclaimer for the people in the back: I'm being humorous. I'm joking around with everybody. All right, but wink, wink. And yeah, so yeah, I'm just being free and going all over the place. Yes. Hello, Hellcat. Good to see you. And welcome to the chat. I'm glad that you came to see my madness. Yes, she taught me a lot of things. Then I got scared. Scared. I like the Lori Vallow with her saggy, demonic, ogre features, and Sarah Bone with her. She looks like a used a tin can. She looks like a used tin can a goat ate, and I'm just over here thinking like, oh, I want to go and downgrade. But as I said, I think G has straightened me out enough where I'm not going to be doing stuff like that. But as I said, you never know with me. Scared. All right. Hello there. And G said, don't say that. I would never crush you. I am not as strong as you think. I have this bad name only because I was given a brain. Blame Blame God, I am not that harsh, guys. I've been great all week. Yeah, and Latina has tested my limits. Latina has tested my limits, and sometimes on accident, and sometimes on purpose. Scared. Scared. Oh yeah, Latina loves to push the buttons. That's what she likes to do. Scared. And then we have, and also shout out to the all caps. That's another one. Yeah, shout out to the all caps. And it's getting bony up in here. Oh, what is Sarah? Yeah, Sarah. Oh, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. And she's not ugly though. Let's be honest. Lori is at least pretty, not Sarah. Well, I mean, Lori, I think, has aged a lot since the time of her imprisonment, in her incarnation, and her incarceration. And G, as I said, I'm being humorous. I'm saying this for comedy purposes. Everything I say is for comedy purposes. I'm not being serious about what I'm saying. By the way, so I understand that. I understand that. And like, yeah, the other day I nearly gave Todd Carnifax a heart attack. I was like, I'm straight. I'm just saying stuff for humorous purposes. So yes, just we have to have a safe word and check up on everybody because I'm being quite savage. All right. So when the stream comes back, I will be able to come through. And all right. So G says, I've been nothing but, oh come on, I've been nothing but kind to Alien. Others have experienced my wrath when they are unjust or unfair, and change their standards because on the way they like. You do that, and you've always been sweet to me. You've been very, and I appreciate that. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know, it's beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So as I said, G, you've always been an angel to me from heaven. And you never done anything wrong to me, and I appreciate your patience with me. Yeah, and Remy thinks it's hilarious. Safe word. And BK said his mom is beautiful. Scared. Yeah, shout out to the enchanting BK. Just like to let people see the error of their hypocrisy ways. Okay, I have to read that again. All right, G. All right, G. I have to do that to make sure because it's over text and people might not. Now, I'm not over in a text message. I'm in a video call, but y'all are in a text. So I want to make sure that we are clear. All right. And G said, I just like to let people see the error of their hypocrisy in their hypocrite ways. I'd want to be told so I can change, be better. Like Alien actually straightened me out. I listened, didn't I, Alien, and changed. Yes, you did, G. You obeyed and you did what you're supposed to do, and I appreciate that. And thank you. I'm glad you understand about my humor. Some people don't get my humor, but y'all do for some reason. So I appreciate y'all very much. And also, Remy says, you can have this convo on your own time. Well, I'm glad I'm. And G said, true, she said that power alien she did get 5 men to say, I do. Exactly, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. She's able to land 5 men, yes. Yes. Scared. Eugene said alien spaceship is big time now. He is going to get that Karen Reed interview. Oh yeah, thank you, Eugene. Thank you, buddy. Moki would have a. She's gonna go there. She's gonna see that stream. Scared. 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 We've been live for 2 hours. That's crazy. Time went by so fast. Now, Chad, it depends if she really loved him or not. And I think because of his. If she really believed what he was saying was true, maybe she would have stayed with him unless she was using him for something and would have left him under some certain circumstance. So I think it would just depend. And G said, yes, she and none of the men in here are going for her. We need you alive. Yeah, 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 absolutely. Scared. Yeah, we need how to eat elderberries correctly because she wanted me to continue to do live streams. Because if I didn't do live streams anymore, she said how to eat the elderberry properly because she wanted to see more live streams. And I was so y'all are hilarious. Yeah, we need the alien to be alive. Yeah, we need the alien to be alive. I'll do this again until it works. We need the alien alive. So that's just very funny when I appreciate it. Jealous of Chad. He's the biggest loser I've ever seen. Which woman in here has a kind of power over a man to turn him into a murderer? Exactly. Exactly. Some kind of witchcraft, some kind of voodoo, some kind of enchanting. Yeah, see, Remy. Yeah, Remy's gonna get Chad. Oh yeah, definitely. And and then BK is jealous. So yeah, I understand you're jealous because Chad's got everything going for him, definitely, and his name's Chad. Scared. G said, yes, I don't know who the leader was. At first, they thought Chad, but fact that she deleted before even meeting him. Yeah, G, that's a good question. Maybe she was the mastermind behind it, too. That's a good question. All right. Yeah, they are couple goals. They're like the new Bonnie and Clyde. G says, I can't wait for the next trial. OMG. The justice denied her request for a new trial for Charles. Oh, scared. Chad always gives me very nice compliments, but we're talking about Chad Daybell. So they're making jokes about him. Oh yeah, I saw a lady with the blue hair. The establishment of Mobile in 1702 marked the beginning of the French colony of Louisiana. French settlers allied with various native tribes, including Choctaw, Alabama, and Cherokee, from whom they learned new methods of cooking and ways to identify edible indigenous plants. Slave ships began arriving in 19. The first ship carried rice and men who were experienced in its cultivation. The grain adapted well its new environment, and within the years, new rice was commonly grown along the Mississippi River. All right, here I am. I'm back. I was checking something. The dish personifies the word Creole like its human counterparts. Gumbo was born into a new world and took cues from the old but adapted anew. So, slave ships beginning to arrive in Louisiana in 1719. The first ships carried rice and men who were experienced in its cultivation, grain, and adaptation, adapted well to its new environment, and within a few years, rice was commonly grown along the Mississippi River. In 1721, 125 Germans settled 40 miles from New Orleans and introduced the art of making sausage. By 1746, the white population of Louisiana was estimated to be 3,000, with an estimated of 4,000 black people. Enslaved Africans outnumbered whites most areas of Louisiana for at least the next 40 years. I agree, G. I agree. That makes sense. Oh, we were talking about Lori and Chad Daybell. We're talking about Lori and Chad Daybell. And we're having some spicy fun here. Yeah, Jalen. Yeah, Jalen. The colony was transferred from French Spanish control to 1762. The Spanish government actively recruited settlers for Spanish Louisiana. About 2,000 people from Canary. Hello, Roxy. Great to see you. Hello there. Spanish control of the Spanish government actively recruited settlers of Spanish Louisiana, and including the were primarily fishermen who soon began supplying large amounts of shrimp, crabs, and oysters to food. Yeah, yeah, you're just in for the spice. Yeah. And shrimp, crab, and oysters for food markets in New Orleans. Canary Islanders also brought a love well seasoned food, including use of ground cayenne pepper, a spicy hot red chili pepper. Spanish authorities also granted permission for many French speaking Acadian exiles to relocate from the northeastern North American Louisiana from 1755, secretly returned until France in 1800. Then purchased by the United States in 1803, the southernmost part of the territorial Louisiana included New Orleans became the state in Louisiana in 1812. And also, G said, I think change your whole vibe. You might end up making love connections. You can make much more. Look at Chris Harrison from Bachelor. He made millions. Well, I. Let's see, he's going to come back on. Well, as I said, I am secreting my Timu vibes, and and I'm just going to keep doing what I do, but I appreciate the thoughts on that, G. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. And also, any anything you like to say about it, I'm all ears. It's all good. Anything you like to say, any suggestions, G, I'm all ears. Scared. All right, G said, I love spicy food. Latin food from Spain, they are very best in the world. I mean, I think Middle Eastern, but exquisite. Michelin star, you have to try Latin food. All right, so the Kanye. Okay, so the Canary Islanders also brought a love for well-seasoned food, including use of ground Kanye and spicy hot red chili peppers. Spanish authorities also granted permission for many French-speaking Acadians exiled to relocate to northeast Louisiana from 1750 to 1780 to 1795. Almost 3,000 of these settlers, soon known as Cajuns, moved to the areas southwest of New Orleans. Louisiana was secretly returned to France in 1800, then purchased by United States in 1803. The southernmost part of the territory of Louisiana, including New Orleans, became the state of Louisiana in 1812. Thank you, Remy, for the congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Remy. Have a good night if you're leaving. By 1800, the slave trade had introduced new foods to Louisiana, including African vegetables. Hello, Tasman. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for the congratulations. By 1800, the slave trade had introduced new foods to Louisiana, including the African vegetable okra. By 1800, the slave trade had introduced new foods to Louisiana, including African vegetables, okra, and hot pepper plants, which likely came from Haiti. Onions and bell peppers were a long part of cooking in both Spanish and African traditions. Tomatoes were introduced, including the region shortly thereafter.